Hi there, and welcome to my monthly update of my two plots, plot 15 and plot 16, where I'll show you the jobs that I've done over the last month, the crops that will be available in this month, and my jobs that I need to do this month too. I've come up the allotment tonight to do some watering. The ground is very dry, and we haven't got much water, so I've got to be very selective on what I water. So that's the celery done, and I'll show you around. Quite busy over the last month. Come on then. So we'll start in the greenhouse. As you can see, it's a whole lot emptier than it was the last time you were here, and that's because I've done a lot of hardening off of the plants and planting out. I've got some more celery to go in here. That's been a great success, and hopefully we can get some nice sticks off of that. I've done some succession sowing of the beetroot, and as you can see I've got some basil. That's to protect the tomatoes that are now in my watering system in the greenhouse. Succession sowing of lettuce there, and some more over here, and also succession sowing of French beans, and I've also got some more basil in those pots there. My summer cabbages got burnt and all died off, so I've done another sowing there, so within the next month they'll be hardened off and they'll go outside. So let's go outside. Some successes and some failures. The tomatoes, I got quite a lot of those, so I've planted some outside. They're not really outdoor tomatoes, but it's been so warm, hopefully they will be okay. Success, sweet corn is coming along really well, and I interplanted my lettuces, and they've been coming along really nicely. These ones here look like they're dying off, but what I've actually done is to slow up their growth. I've actually dug them up and moved them. We did some succession sowing of spring onions, you can see there. So we're cropping off those. And here we've got some leeks. So they're coming along nicely, and we'll be planting those out in August. What we got here, let's move this out of the way. You can see we've got some radish. We've been harvesting off of those. Got one row there and some more along here, and those two rows there. Beetroot are doing pretty well. Obviously they won't be ready for a while, but they're coming along nicely, so we'll put that back on. Disasters. If you remember in my last video I was showing you that I'd transplanted some broad beans into this bed, and we've also got some over in 15 as well. Unfortunately it got stung by blackfly. We've had a lot of blackfly. As you can see, the blackfly have done quite a lot of damage, but luckily ladybirds have come to our rescue. They've laid some eggs, and the grubs have come out and are starting to eat the blackfly, and we are actually cropping some beans, and hopefully the crops will recover. In this bed I've also got some more tomatoes that I had to spare, and my dahlias are coming along nicely. As you can see, the flower buds are just coming along. And I've also got in this bed some French beans. They're coming along nicely, and you can see they're actually flowering as well, so we need to carry on watering those. And I've got some squashes, butternut squashes. They're F1 hybrids, but I used the seeds from the squashes that we had at home just to see if we can produce any plants off them. Potato wise, these are our second earlies, and you can see what difference the trees have made to this bed. Obviously the trees are up there. Also up here we've got some more sweet corn, and interplanted with the lettuces. They're doing very well. Back on to plot 16, and the cauliflower has really sulked this month, not really got going yet. Lack of water, or just transplanted and it didn't enjoy it. I'm not quite sure. This is the winter cabbages, the Savoys, and they're coming along nicely. And this bed is full of 3 courgettes here and squashes. So they were all hardened off and planted out. And I've also got some more dahlias here. And the squashes are flowering, so that's nice. And I've finally done it. As you can see, the lid is on the fruit cage. All my fruit is protected. So that's pretty good. And I've taken the nets off of the strawberries. We had a good crop of those. First year they've been in, so we weren't expecting too much, but we had some nice strawberries. So let's go into the fruit cage now. The redcurrants are coming along nicely, and I think that I've managed to get the roof of the fruit cage on just in time, so the birds won't be getting those. And as you can see, the autumn raspberries are coming along nicely. Blackcurrants, and we've got quite a few berries on there. As yet they're not completely turned, so there'll be another 3 or 4 weeks maybe. As you can see, the sun's going down, and this bed here is full of cauliflowers at the back and kohlrabi at the front. And you can see one there developing. I think that'll probably be the first one we're picking. Asparagus has been amazing this year, considering we haven't really had any rain. I don't cut any asparagus after the longest day. I will need to just check it every so often for asparagus beetle. Potato wise, first earlies just starting to go over. I'm not sure that they're going to be that great because we've just not had any rain. It's been really dire. I'm running out fast. Onion wise, much the same. The water really hasn't, or the lack of water really hasn't helped them grow that large. So hopefully before they go over, we may get a shower or a good lot of rain, and they'll increase in size. But some of them are doing okay. Not too bad, I suppose. They're onions, just have to use a whole onion. I've started harvesting my garlic. I'm just waiting for it all to die down. Some of those have been quite good, but generally quite small. Apple wise, we seem like we're going to have a reasonable crop. There's quite a few apples there. Plum and pear wise, I think it's going to be very disappointing this year. It's very hard to find any fruit. Over the last month you can see that it's progressing quite well, and we're getting some nice flowers. So what will I be cropping this month? Well, radish and lettuce, spring onions and courgettes, basil leaves to make homemade pesto, onions, garlic, first earlies, maybe kohlrabi, redcurrants and probably blackcurrants. And my jobs for the month will be keeping everything alive with hardly any water unless it rains, keeping on top of the weeds. This year I've tried chop and drop, but I'm really not sure if that works, but it's worth trying. As the sun slowly sets in the west, I need to get on and finish off my watering. I hope you found this update interesting, and I'll see you soon.